You put on a dhoti and a kurta and slippers, you won't be allowed in any, upscale mall or a restaurant or a proper hotel. Our Indian dress allows better blood circulation and better ventilation. We have progressively become more anglicized. We have become more and more brown British.
Hi, welcome to KC Talks. I was having a conversation with Dr. Sahadeva last night. He told me a very interesting fact. We are completely westernized both in our thoughts and in our habits and in our behavior. I asked him, why do you think so? He told me a very unique understanding on our evolution of dressing in India. So what Indians are wearing today, and according to him, it doesn't make any sense. He's happy wearing a dhoti and a kurta, a saffron thing. But let us understand his unique perspective of attire in India today. Hare Krishna, Swami.
Hare Krishna.
So you made a mockery last night saying that, whatever your people, Indians, modern Indians are wearing doesn't make any sense. So why do you have to say that?
Climatically, we are, if you see 100 years back, photos of Mumbai or whatever, you see we adopted this Western dress. Our Indian dress allows better blood circulation and better ventilation.
Okay.
So it's more comfortable. Now definitely, you see, we are on the other side of the world, temperate climates of Europe and tropics, equatorial climates, they're different. Now why to have this? So it was the British plan to make us think like British, make us, in body we remain Indian, in our mindset we become British. So the sign of civilization was that you have to be dressed as a gentleman's dress. Now imagine you put on a dhoti and a kurta and slippers, you won't be allowed in any, upscale mall or a restaurant or a proper hotel. You won't be allowed entry. So, for example, these tight shoes, and socks, you see how the socks, what you call, stink. Whenever you've seen people's point is, definitely in cold climates you need shoes. Otherwise you'll have frostbite. It's very simple. But here you don't need shoes.
So Swamiji, a simple question. So you expect an IAS officer, a police officer, and a software engineer, a doctor, to wear Hawaii chappal and go to the office?
Not Hawaii chappal, you could have decent It is the mindset. You see, what is considered civilized is what you have brought it upon yourself. It has been imposed. Now, for example, a person wearing a lungi does not go to his apartment meeting in lungi. He puts on proper attire. But a same thing, lungi, is for a Tamil Nadu politician is fine in parliament. So it is a question, you see, that's our former finance minister.
He should roam around in lungis.
Lungi and chappals, So point is, purpose of dress is to cover, your modesty. Purpose of dress is to make you comfortable.
It makes sense. It makes a lot of sense, because you say that the shoes and socks and tie, suit, all this is for cold countries. It doesn't make any sense in a climate like 38 degrees and sometimes in the north 42, 43 degrees.
48 also.
48 also, is it in the north? So very horrible.
Above
35 degrees you can't really wear a 3-piece suit or a, a blazer with shoes and all. then why are we, see, you always accuse British changing mind, British, okay, so British has done their harm. 75 years of independence, Swamiji. We have been ruling our country ourselves in 75 years. And the basics that you are telling, the simple logic that you are telling, it has not gone into Indian heads till now?
We have progressively become more anglicized. We have become more and more brown British. So for example, I'll tell you, it has not really gone into head. The example I will give you, 20 years back, if you see average girl on the street, let's say 25 years back, what were they wearing?
Some Indian attire,
whatever. Today, in last 10 years, 15 years, whatever, average Indian girl, what are they wearing?
They're wearing western dresses only,
like
jeans and t-shirt and shirts.
Now imagine jeans were, in my understanding, miners invented for miners.
Yes, in the West,
because they're very rugged and they don't tear off.
They can carry heavy tools in them.
Yeah, so jeans now, imagine in a tropical climate like us.
No, Swamiji.
And the the system was that female anatomy. Female anatomy, in any traditional dresses you see, it's all very allowing circular. In their where the reproductive organs, they need circulation. So all traditional female attires, if you see, they would allow, So point is, these are not at all healthy choices. The climatically, it's just it's beyond, that what kind of fashion. I should be comfortable, and fashions. I feel personally that these things are by design. These are how the what you are thinking, it's been planted. What you are eating, everything has been, we are controlled.
Who is controlling us?
There are people with their agendas. For example, corporatocracy. You may see my country is democracy. Other persons I live in an autocracy. But actually, we all live in what you call corporatocracy.
Corporates don't decide our.
Corporates are they control everything.
Okay.
So my understanding.
Okay, so I have a simple doubt. Okay.
Yeah.
So, let us to some extent understand that the fashion houses and manufacturers, so you said corporatocracy is controlling us. The finance minister, ex-finance minister of India, is roaming around in the parliament in his white lungi and chappal. Why does a finance secretary don't wear that? Or he could have replicated with something like, if a finance secretary comes from Jharkhand, he would have worn something which is a traditional Jharkhand dress. But if you see home secretaries, finance, all senior IAS officials, they come in with a suit, with a blazer and all. Why? So they could have learned from perception. So who has this is the point. So corporate, are deciding our dressing habits, good. There is significant problem in the people's mind.
Again, yes. You see, Kursi, I have somehow, I will have to go back for that, that's how it has been planted. If you are a gentleman, you got to dress a certain way. If you are jahil bolte na, jahil or unpad, illiterate, rustic fellow, then you come in a dhoti and kurta. The cinema, for example, how do they portray? So all these things actually create a mindset in the populace. They will when a joker, they have to show, they will see a villager, simple villager, he'll be dressed up in a rustic attire, and he'll be considered like, an object of
Mockery.
It'll be
No, but my question is, one is cinema. But the second thing is, when in my generation, when we were sent to schools, probably at the age of 4 or 5, we were asked to wear shoes. We were asked to wear socks, and the shoes should be very, very neat. Neat, clean, polish, shining. We need to see ourselves in the shoes. That's what decided whether our cleanliness was decided on the shining of our shoes. Then there is a tie. So why all this? Why can't you make children wear a simple dress? So why your education system is such that you are asking a child to wear shining shoes, then his tie and everything, and then that's what is going up to the level of a home secretary and finance secretary, right?
Right. You see, if you just see the bigger picture, the thing is, other than Indians, no nation in the world gave up its own culture at this kind of scale.
Okay.
Other than Indians.
Yeah.
You see, every country you go, they remain their traces of, there are, the cultural identity, the identity is maintained. Though there is globalization everywhere, there is KFC, food means KFC, and dress, and McDonald's, dress means jeans, everywhere it is there. But they are not opposed to their own culture, the way, to the extent we are, So much so that today, if you just Google up, person in with chappals was disallowed in that restaurant. Person with Indian attire was not, without insured, whatever, he was not allowed in this mall. All the time we hear,
Yeah.
Person, so it is mind-boggling that we became antagonistic to our own, and ours happens to be a very the amount of books in India can't count. The amount, what kind of knowledge we have, these Vimana Shastra, avionics, how to construct planes. There are scriptures on that. Ayurveda, the number of texts we have with us.
But nobody uses an Ayurvedic medicine, everybody uses a Western.
No, yeah. And now you'd be surprised. I just saw in Times of India, and I have I've saved that article. The AIMS equivalent of Ayurveda in Delhi, they cleared 95% blockade of a poor person who couldn't afford angioplasty. It was 3 to 4 months, they cleared it. So Ayurveda can do miracle. Now, even Tata Memorial Hospital is now, they have acquired lands and they are going into herbs to cure. That was a big half-page article, They are developing herbal remedies for cancer.
You mean to say we have not... There is something that has gone wrong with Indians in 60s and 70s, where that generation has not understood the value of Indian tradition, that they could not pass on to the next generation. But modern India or a developing India is not for real Indians.
Yeah, our direction is, you see, you are on crossroad, like you have two roads. Now, it is just looks like small deviation, like 20 feet here. You go here, you go. But down the line, you'll end up hundreds of miles apart. You understood what I said?
Yes.
So right now it is, when we have, that's called course correction. To progress is good, but we should be progressing in the right direction. When you are concerned with your speedometer, don't forget the milestones. Oh, I am driving 120. But where are you heading? Instead of Delhi, you may end up in Mumbai, or Kohima or wherever. You should see where we are going, we have to see. That's very important. Not just because we are going ahead, rushing ahead. But where are we going, landing? That has to be seen, kept in mind. So, our progress should not be because cultural identities, that's what dharma rakshati rakshita. What's our culture, tradition, our religion. So you cannot give that up. That's not up for sale. That's not up for giving up. Because that apana dhan vilay diya bhiksha mange, our spiritual master Srila Prabhupada used to say, apana dhan vilay diya bhiksha mange parer dware. You squander your own wealth and then you go begging everywhere else. So we got our own tradition, our cultural heritage that cannot be neglected. There's it's in a 5-star and big upscale restaurant. It's considered degrading to eat with your hands. You have to use all the like a surgical perform surgical operations on dining table with all the forks, knives and what not. So point is, come on, upscale, they don't keep a tap in toilets. The many 5-star hotels. Can you imagine? They just have toilet paper.
You need to use a roll to wipe your off.
Come on, we are in India, Baba. So it is nakal mein akal chahiye. नकल में अकल चाहिए. नकल करो, थोड़ा अकल से करो.
Very beautiful.
वो उतना ही है बस. खाली blind take whatever is good. सारग्रही. We should be like bee, taking good of everywhere.
Superb.
Not just import all the garbage, all the crap.
Very nice, Swamiji. So we have understood a very beautiful point. Nakal mein akal chahiye. So in order to imitate, you need to be little intelligent. You can't imitate the West blindly. So let this podcast be a message to all the Indians whenever they wear a 3-piece, 2-piece, sitting in a tropical.
Try out dhoti and kurta and the feeling or it's like, you feel very comfortable.
Yeah. As you said, the course correction is important. Let us again go back to our basics and at least live a life of our comfort rather than blindly imitating the West. Thank you so much, Swamiji, for your beautiful insight on this.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.